Hi guys, Andreas here, and welcome to another video where I've sold my soul again.
Real sellout.
But it's for a good cause. So today we are talking about something called Dehancer. What is Dehancer, you may wonder? Well, initially when Dehancer reached out to me about this video, they wanted me to review the product, and in exchange they would give me like a license for the plugin. I was kinda hesitant because normally I don't like anything that, is preset related. Like I like having control over editing my photos, and I kind of viewed this thing as sort of like an Instagram filter sort of thing. But what I found, the more I dug into it, was far more interesting than that. Now, as someone who never shot film, so I started my photographic journey using digital cameras, I can't tell you how accurate it is in emulating the film stock looks themselves, but they do have a handy video where they do show off various comparisons of actual film they develop shot with the same lens on obviously a film camera, and then the same photo taken on a digital camera using the same lens and using Dehancer Pro to adjust the look of the film that they shot, if that makes any sense. But anyway, you can check that out. I'll put a link to the video down below. The comparisons start at about the 15-minute mark if you're interested in just that. The video itself is pretty comprehensive in describing all the other things you can do with Dehancer and sort of the reason for being for the whole plugin. But if you're more interested in the comparisons, start at about 15 minutes and I think you'll get a good idea of how they compare to actual film. Now, there are a ton of different film stocks you can choose to emulate within the application to apply to your photo. Within each film stock, you can also adjust a ton of settings to really fine-tune the look that you want, all the way down to how it would look on a specific type of paper, like a Kodak glossy paper, for example, or something like that, right? So more so than a film stock look emulator, I think it's probably better to describe this as a film photography process emulator, because it really feels like it strives to give you that same creativity that you would get going through developing film and taking photos using film, right? So the entire analog process is kind of digitized, so to speak, in this plugin, which made it a lot more interesting to me than just simple look filters, right? I found that it gave me a little bit of a different creative outlet with photography, because beyond simple photo editing, which again, I'm a control freak, so I like having full control over my digital photos, it kind of gets you more involved into the process of creating the photo rather than the end result that you have in your head, right? So in experimenting with these different film stocks, much like you would shooting actual film and buying various stocks until you found something you liked, this is kind of similar in that regard, and I found that process really interesting. So here are some examples of photos that I've used this plugin on. Now, the difficult thing here, you watching this on a video and even me seeing just the final results before and after, is that you don't really get a sense of the value that this product provides, because yeah, the end results look good. I mean, if subjectively speaking, you like the look of the photos, then great. But the real value for me was actually in the process of using it and how it kind of changed the way I approached each photo, right? So rather than editing a photo with a preconceived look that I had in my head that I wanted, I sort of experimented a little more, and that kind of got the juices flowing a little more than just, having a photo in my head and trying to accomplish that result after the fact. So as you might have guessed, there are tons of options for you to edit your photos to your heart's content and be creative and experiment with Dehancer. However, it's not without its issues. The first thing that I encountered that was a problem was a memory error. It only happened twice in the entire time I used it, but on a Dell XPS 17 with an RTX 3050 and 32 gigs of RAM and Dehancer using less than a gig at a time, this definitely should not happen. So some optimization probably to be done there. And the other thing is the UI elements on a 1080p screen that's 17 inches are fine. They're easy to read, easy to use. However, when I scaled up to my desktop monitor, which is a 4K 32-inch screen, the scaling made it very hard for them to use. Even with a mouse, you have to be very precise because the controls are really, really tiny. So all in all, Dehancer really impressed me. I enjoyed using it a lot more than I thought I would. And in very different ways than I thought I would. So I'd like to thank Dehancer for reaching out to me in the first place to make this video. If you guys want to check it out, they have a ton of free trials. So it's available on Lightroom, on Photoshop. They have a plugin for Capture One, mobile apps, and a host of other options as well. But if you guys want to check it out, they have free trials. And if you decide to purchase it, they sent me a handy discount code, which will save you some money. And in this environment, that's always a good thing. So thanks again to Dehancer for this and making this possible. It kind of gives us a new way to work with photos, which I always appreciate. Always open to new ideas. Let me know what you guys thought about it and like this video if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.